Welcome back. All right, so some news of the day for all you fine people today, including the most recent firing of a Canadian team's head coach in Edmonton. Dave Tippett is out. What they've done is they've brought up Jay Woodcroft from the AHL, and he's the new coach. I haven't seen interim anywhere, so it sounds like he's the new coach. So the team got off to a 16-5 start. Since then, they've been 7-13-3. And over their last couple of games, we've started to see some of the exact same issues they were having before they brought in Evander Kane. It felt like bringing in Evander Kane might have helped them turn things around a little bit, but the last couple of games, not so much. So, we shall see with Woodcroft how far he can take them. The good news is he's very familiar with guys like Evan Bouchard from the AHL. So, this may help to turn around a couple of seasons that might be headed in the wrong direction right now for the Edmonton Oilers. And it will be interesting to see how things work for Edmonton. Plus, they're not the only Canadian team that's bringing in a new coach. Where Marty St. Louis has been brought in as the interim coach by the Montreal Canadiens, which is one of the oddest hires to me because, I mean, it could work out really well. Marty St. Louis, a very hardworking forward in his career. The one thing that's interesting with Marty St. Louis is undersized forward, very talented. Well, the Canadians need to get Cole Caulfield going, undersized forward, very talented. I don't know if you could bring in somebody who might be better at potentially bringing that out of Caulfield than Marty St. Louis. He may know exactly how to get him back on track and get those points coming again. He's already said that he's going to try to, bring out the best in the talented players. So St. Louis saying all the right things, and for Montreal, it's a win either way, right? So either this goes till the end of the season, and things don't look better, so they move on to somebody else, or St. Louis does a really good job, and he earns himself a contract. The interesting thing too is that they're still paying Claude Julien. Claude Julien is still being paid by the Montreal Canadiens after they fired him. Now they're paying Ducharme, who they've fired as well. There's a lot of money being paid right now by Jeff Molson to coaches that are no longer Montreal coaches, which is I've heard through the media that's part of the reason they waited as long as they did with Ducharme, is because they were already paying one person not to coach him. Now they're paying two. So I wish all the best to Marty St. Louis. Always was one of my favorite players. I'm glad I did the career video on him. Seems like now that was really good timing, almost as if I knew something. I didn't, but sure, why not? Yeah, why not? So we'll see how things go in both Edmonton and Montreal with new coaches behind the bench for two teams that were expected to be better than what they are. And again, even though Montreal may have not have been expected to be in the playoffs, this has been a disaster. Eight wins in 45 games. From yesterday's news, and this, of course, gets announced during the games last night, so I didn't really have the time to put together a news video last night, so here we are. Marchand gets 6 games, which is one more game than I thought he was going to get. I figured it was going to be 5 for both the roughing and the high stick. And, I've seen the comments about, the league's getting soft. We've never been in a league where it's okay to smack somebody in the head with your stick, and sucker punches have never been okay, and there have been some that haven't been called. In all the time I've run this channel, I've never said, well, that sucker punch was fine. That's no. So Marchand gets 6 games. It's going to affect the Bruins negatively. They have to call guys up and hope that the fill-ins work out. Studnicka's going to be in the lineup tonight because they don't have Bergeron either. So you got to cross your fingers and hope. But what it does for Marchand, too, is it puts him in a category you don't want to be number 1 in. He is now number 1 in NHL suspensions all time. Chris Pronger had 7. Marchand's now had 8. So, and remember, Pronger, he's in the Hall of Fame, and he's worked with the NHL on player safety stuff. So, who knows what the future might bring for Brad Marchand, but for right now, the future brings him 6 games of not playing hockey. Tuukka Rask also yesterday did officially announce his retirement. Again, I could have tried to find like a minute and a half during all the game stuff that was going on last night to maybe throw together something quick, but it just didn't make sense to me at the time. When I had already reported on how Rask was, considering retirement, was likely to retire, and that was what the rumor was, and now it's been made official. So, Tuukka Rask put out a pretty long statement, and anybody who's played with him has nothing bad to say about him. And so, I wish Rask the best. Of course, I'll do a career video on Tuukka Rask because it's an interesting career to take a look at as he's now retired. Marcus Foligno. So Jesse Pierce, beat reporter for the Minnesota Wild, she's reporting that Foligno was not at Wild practice. So although he has his hearing today for the kneeing incident against Lowry, he wasn't at practice because the Wild are already planning on, so he's going to get suspended. So we don't know how long it is, but the team's already looking at it as he won't be in the lineup for the next game anyways, so they're practicing without him kind of thing. Craig Berube gets a 3-year extension from the St. Louis Blues in what I think is the biggest no-brainer decision in terms of extending a coach. It's been very good with him in St. Louis. I don't think there's ever been complaints. He's been a very, very good coach, and of course gets them to a Stanley Cup in 2019. That alone will definitely earn him that extension. So he'll be coach until at least 2025, unless things change. And things can change quickly when it comes to a coaching job. But I think Berube's pretty safe for quite a while yet, because St. Louis is still a playoff team, and they still look pretty dangerous. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding any of these items on the board. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.